Hello YouTube. Today is February 15th, a Monday, 2021. And on February 5th, a little over a week ago, was my birthday. I turned 31. Woo-hoo! Boring birthday number. And my dad sent me some birthday money to my bank account, and I used that to buy a bunch of books. So today I'm going to go over the books. And yes, it's a mishmash of fiction, nonfiction, some classic childhood books, and some I can read books because sometimes I'm a lazy reader. I don't want to read a lot. I just want to read a few pages at a time, and I want to read more books than I had access to as a kid. So, call me weird. I like both my heavy reading, my historical reading, my long novels, medium-length novels, and a handful of kids' books, fiction, nonfiction, and unit studies. So I'm going to start with the kids' books. Tiki Tiki Tambo, No Star Rambo, Cherry Bacharucci, Pipberry Pembo fell into the well. Bringing the rain to Kapiti Plain. Classic. These are two books I had as a kid. I love them to death. Platypus, somebody sent that to me. I don't understand why. I did not order that one, but it came in the same week as my birthday, so whatever. I did contact them on Instagram and told them, lose my address. I don't know how you found it, but lose my address. Stop stalking me. Or I will call my local police department and file a cyber crimes charge against you for cyber stalking and knowing my address, but not knowing me. So, they said they would do that, and then I blocked them. Hopefully they will stay blocked, but I'm pretty sure they live in the same area as me. Maybe they know me, and they didn't want to tell me how they know me, which is kind of weird. People, do not stalk people on social media and find their addresses. Just don't. Don't send them shit. Because I think they sent me the box of picnic cutlery, higher quality plastic forks, spoons, and knives, the clear see-through ones. Got a whole box of those, and I only buy those at Costco like 3 times a year. And all my family members said they didn't send me that, so I'm guessing the person who sent me it was the person who decided to send me this book on platypuses. It was really dumb. I wouldn't even call this nonfiction. It's just fiction. It's just dumb, stupid fiction in an I Can Read book. So then I have these two that I ordered. Buffalo Bill and Pony Express. I get to open that one. Wagon Wheels, which was kind of like post-slavery, based on a true story, or just a general true story of westward migration during the what's it called? The Rambulan, Paramore. Well, during the era of industrialization and after the Civil War in the 1870s and 1880s, when blacks from the southern states left the slavery and post-slavery environments to move north and west to get their own land and whatnot. And it was an okay book. It had the true story on one page in the back of the book. Whatever. Baseball book I can read. Another baseball book I can read. So those would be for like short reads. And then I have Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. Now I read this when I was in 6th grade, and it had a different, that was like 2002, 2003, and it had a different cover, and it was like a glazed, glossy cover with one of those Aldecott circular silver awards on it, and it had like a lifelike illustration of the kids in the story running away from something 90s style, basically. Then I have this, Standardized Minds, The High Price of America's Testing Culture and What We Can Do to Change It. My sister sent me that for my birthday. Hopefully soon I will get into reading it. I did flip through the pages already, and it's very heavy reading. Or as Hermione Granger would call it, light reading. But for me, that's pretty heavy reading. It's a book I would kind of skim every now and then. I got this, Educated by Tara Westover. Oh, I got that in large print? Oh, that's okay. Whatever. It's slightly better on the eyes, anyway. So, Tara Westover is a woman, I think my age, maybe in her late 20s to early 30s. She grew up in a fundamentalist background in a southern or a Midwest state. Her family wasn't on any reality TV shows, but they were kind of in the quiverful movement with a lot of emotional, social abuse, purity culture, blaming girls for their brothers and their fathers stumbling, being attracted to women other than their wives. Courting, which is arranged marriages, basically, in the U.S. for people who want to keep their Christian faith within their family so badly that they don't want their children to marry someone outside of their own church, which is ridiculous, but whatever. I've been planning on reading this for over a year, buying it for over a year, and now I have it. I'll get to it eventually. This and these go together. Dear Mr. Rosenwald, I have a few more books on Rosenwald schools. They were like black freedmen schools in the early 1900s to the 1960s. And they were kind of like a predecessor to charter schools, but in southern states where Jim Crow laws, segregation, separate but equal, a lot of civil rights were denied to people because of the color of their skin. And so the original president of Sears Roebuck, named Julius Rosenwald, as well as Booker T. Washington, they started these schools in Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi, Tennessee, and a few more in, I think, Nebraska and Colorado. Schools for black kids who were denied access to regular public schools. And they were basically like a charter school of the early 20th century. And if you think about it today, charter schools rule majority black cities in the South, such as Atlanta and Houston and New Orleans. And it's just kind of like a going full circle thing. Rosenwald schools, only a few of them exist still to this day as like roadside drive-by museums. You just kind of look at the plaque outside of the building, and then the rest of it is like fenced off. And some of them are still in operation, but very few. And so this was technically kind of like a yearbook. It's called Torch. It was basically just a yearbook republished. That was nice, though. And so then we have all my one-room schoolhouse books, because I have a bunch of other books about one-room schoolhouses. I have Prairie School. I just read that. That's an I Can Read book. When One Room Fit All. I've had this on my list on Amazon for like 3 years. I finally bought it. Country Schools. That's the one I'm reading right now. I have a piece of paper and there is a bookmark. I bought Laura Ingalls Wilder. I used the book jacket to bookmark the pages I read so far. It's the Selected Letters, republished by another person. And then Children of the Wild West, which, if you think about it, it's like a unit studies book, basically. But it's still a good book. So, that's it. That's the whole lot of my books for 2021. One present for my sister, and a bunch of books I bought for myself. And yeah, that's my thing. I read books. I will do some reviews on them later. I'm not sure which ones, but probably one of the school books. Maybe one of the novels. Yeah, I'll probably just do a review on one of the school books and a review on one of the novels at a later time. And that's it. Thank you for coming to my YouTube and seeing my books. And listening to me. Thank you. Bye-bye.